All right, my next guest is an explosive wide receiver, kick returner, a 2022 undrafted free agent. He's an XFL 23 showcase and draft invite. I'd like to welcome back for the second time to the podcast, Caleb Eagans. Welcome back, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. How are you today?
Good, buddy, doing good. How's everything going tonight?
Going all right. Going all right.
So fill us in a little bit. You last time you were on, you were in the transfer portal. You were able to land a school and do your final year. How did everything go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I came out of East Texas Baptist University into the draft this year in 2022. I was able to get invited to a couple of bowl games after my season. That really did help me a lot. A lot of teams were able to see me in person. Not just hear about me or watch film, but they was able to see me in person. One of the bowl games I was invited to was the FCS National Bowl in Daytona Beach. There I started slot wide receiver. I started kick returner, and then I was also invited to another bowl game, the ESPN Classic that was in New York. I started, slot wide receiver, kick returner, and punt returner. I was also invited to the College Gridiron Showcase here in Dallas. There's when I just really met with teams, did interviews, did a lot of testing online, filled a lot of paperwork, stuff like that out. Did all my official testing as far as weight, height, everything like that. That way, all the teams could see me in person too. And there were a couple other bowl games I did get invited to, but I didn't go just because of my pre-draft training schedule I was doing. But yes, sir.
Outstanding, man. And you were able to have a pro day coming off of there, and you were able to go back to Texas A&M, your original school, and have your pro day. And tell everybody how that pro day went. Some of your highlighted numbers and.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So I was able to go back to Texas A&M. I was really grateful for that. A lot of coaches, again, were able to see me in person. All 32 NFL teams were there. I ran a lot of, I posted a lot of good times. Our timing, as far as what A&M had, what some of the coaches had, and, it was all unofficial, it's, kind of off. And so, some people say, it was 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. So overall, it was a great pro day. I ran a lot of nice routes, crisp routes, caught the ball really well. That's what a lot of teams, had told me that, they knew that I was quick and I was explosive, but I had really good hands. And so they was excited to see that as well. One of the negatives was my weight, at the time when I weighed in on my pro day, I was 162 pounds. That's one thing, that I've been working on. I'm 180 pounds now. And so, as far as my weight and just, gaining strength, that's been one of my main focuses,
So
throughout my training.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but there was coaches there that may have mentioned that they'd like to see you maybe at what weight?
A lot of them, they were saying, at least about 10 more pounds. That's what they were saying, 10 to 15 pounds. And so I put that on pretty quick, really quick. And it's funny because it actually kind of slowed me down just a tad bit, a little bit, as far as going to some of these showcases and things for the XFL that I was doing. But the last month, man, I've just been, strictly just, focusing on my speed. And, that's what a lot of coaches now, want to see. And they've even, reached out to my agency, First Choice. They've been doing a great job. My agency, First Choice Sports Management. But yeah, so they reached out to them, and you got guys now like Avante Turpin, that's showing like, hey, you could be 150 something pounds, still have an impact on the game. And so, but that's so now not only am I fast, but I'm moving at 100, around 180 pounds. So that's positive.
And what have you been able to get the 40 down to at 180?
Man, the last time I ran my 40, I got down to a 4.33, and so that's that's definitely where I wanted to be. There's not many guys even in the NFL right now that can just go out there and run a 4.3, and so and that's one thing too, that I just want to be able to consistently do is if I have to run a 40, you know what I'm saying, it's just knowing like, hey, okay, I'm gonna run a 4.3 today. So.
And you mentioned the XFL showcase. So how long after the pro day were you able to go to the showcase, or did you hear about the showcase?
Yes, sir. And so I heard about the the XFL maybe a couple months after my pro day, really after the draft, really. And so there was I actually was one of the only athletes to get invited to multiple showcases. So I got invited to the one in Hawaii, and I also got invited to the one in Texas. Just with travel, I did end up going to the one in Texas, but I didn't go out to Hawaii. But it was definitely a great experience and something I really enjoyed, and I feel like was beneficial.
Absolutely. Were you able to talk to any XFL coaches at the event?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I did talk to a couple of coaches. I talked to Coach Stoops while he was there. I talked to Coach Wade Phillips. I met The Rock Johnson. That was pretty cool. Seeing him, meeting him, and also too, there was a lot of other important people that I met as far as like player personnel. For these teams, and I've had a couple teams reach out to me, reach out to my agency since then, and so again, that was all something that I'm really glad that I was able to be a part of.
Awesome, man. And you are a draft invite now, so you must have made a good impression on them. So let them know. Tell anybody that might hear this, any XFL personnel that might hear this, why they should draft Caleb Eagans.
One thing about me is I feel like I'm really versatile. Not only will you get the kick return game from me as far as kick return, punt return, explosive plays like that as far as field position and being able to start the offense either in the middle of the field on the other side of 50 or, even getting, a touchdown off of it. But I'm one of those guys, you can put me in the slot. Yeah, you can put me outside, let me stretch the field as far as, running phase. Great off of press. You can motion me. You can line me up right, outside the tight end, on a 2-point stance, so you can spread me outside the hashes. Any type of trick plays, misdirection, swinging me out the backfield, motion, really and truly. I just feel like I'm one of those guys that you can move me all the way around the field and I'm going to be productive, and so, and not only that too, I want to learn. Yeah. That's my biggest thing too. And I learn quick. And so, week by week, you can give me different plays, different things to know, and I'm going to pick up on it.
Well, man, and tell us some way that in your training regimen, that's something you do in your training regimen that sets you apart from the competition.
One of the biggest things that I've been doing, was as far as my weight and getting stronger. And I definitely have to shout out my trainer, Gary Butler. He's done a great job, and one of the things that we do is we really hit it on the days to where maybe I'm tired, or maybe I don't feel like it, or just not the perfect days, because anybody could get the work in and could grind when they feel like it, when they're not sore. But it's the days that maybe it's just like, man, those are days that we really kind of concentrate on. And so, as far as that, just my weight and, making sure I'm strong, and strength endurance. That was another big one that we've been working on is strength endurance. So not just being strong for a little bit, but being strong throughout a period of time.
Yeah, man, that's a good saying, man. Anybody can perform like a charm when the water's calm. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Absolutely.
So tell me, we talked about Kavontae Turpin, and we know that he's made a good impact over there at his size. He's an explosive player for the Dallas Cowboys. Tell us, a player, other than him, that maybe past or present, that you would compare your game to.
I would definitely compare my game to Tyreek Hill. I'm thankful I actually got to meet Tyreek in Miami, met him and his family. Beautiful family, very funny, man, very funny. It was good vibes, but I met him in Miami when I was there, trying out, professionally. I watch his style of play. I watch what he does coming off the ball and also like within his routes. And so he's definitely a guy that I'm out of my game after.
Awesome, man. I know you've been with guys like him. You've spent time with him. You spent time with Deshaun Jackson. So you've been around those guys that have been in the NFL, done it at a high level, and also had that type of speed. So they
Absolutely.
they can give
Absolutely.
you some idea of what you're going to deal with. They never could tell you because you got to live it yourself to really know what the speed is of the NFL. But they can give you some idea of what you're going to be dealing with.
Absolutely.
Or the XFL. I mean, these are fast guys at any one of those levels. But yeah, good answer, man. Tell me someone in your life that inspires you to keep moving towards your dream.
I would definitely have to say my mom. My mom definitely inspired me to keep going. It was really her, when I was at Texas A&M and I had to take time away from football when she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The chemo too really hit her hard, and it got to the point where she only had like a year to live. It ended up being only a couple of months, but she told me, if I had to just concentrate on school and let go of football, that it'll come back to me. She did tell me that it would take a lot of work, and obviously I'll be behind the eight ball, a little bit, and I had to play a lot of catch up, and so that's what I've been having to do really in my career. But she told me to be worth it, and she definitely believed I can do it, and so that's one thing I've definitely always think about, and that's always in the back of my mind, and so she's given me all the inspiration and motivation I need, and just seeing her how she lived her last few days, she was still really positive, still always reading her daily devotionals, and just she always stayed true to her faith, and so just seeing how she lived, knowing that she didn't have much longer, that gives me all the inspiration I need.
Yeah, man. I mean, she did a great job raising you, man, and like I said, I believe she's very proud of you right now, man. You got 2 master's degrees. You've done great in school. You've done great. You're doing great things athletically, and you're just a well-spoken young man. You know how to treat other people, and I know she's very proud of you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. And with that, I don't even think I have any other questions. I just let people know where they can find you, man.
Yes, sir. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @dflash_Eagans. That's EAGANS. And you can find me on Facebook as well, Caleb D. Eagans.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you coming back on, and good luck next week with the draft. What is it? The 16th, I believe. Hopefully we get your name called. And, man, we'll get you back on after the season, man, after you go win that trophy.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.